Hey, Eli, I have this baton. I'm going to hand it to you because I'm done with MonsterVerse.
All right. Oh, take that. Because today we are going to be talking about Dune. We got Dune coming out. In fact, it's probably out by the time you hear this. Who knows? But, so today I want to talk about the Landsraad. Because this gets talked about and it's hard to really understand what it is. So I wanted to go into what that actually is in this Dune universe. So, Landsraad is a body that represents the great houses, right? It's their unification of the houses so that they can work as one. It's a system that they use for making alliances and major trade deals.
Comparable to the United Nations?
Very comparable to the United Nations.
And if you were in the D&D universe, it's like that orcs, the Trifinity or whatever that was called in Eberron.
Well, and it very much, the Landsraad is very similar to any of the ancient monarch courts, right? You have the court, the king is there, and all the nobles representing the houses come there, and they partly want favor from the king, but partly are there to talk to the other nobles, make deals and trades and various arrangements. And that is very much what the Landsraad. Not only that, but you call them great houses, and we call them dukes, etc. So, I mean, it is very much built on how these ancient monarchies worked.
Yeah. They also have a voting system for different things that will be going on there. You know, they bring major issues and things to the Landsraad. It's also gives order to them, you know, declaring wars or feuds and facilitating duels, just different things of this manner. For example, after the War of the Machines, House Atreides banishes House Harkonnen for cowardice during the war. And this resulted in a feud between the houses called Canley. So since the fall of the Machines, House Harkonnen and House Atreides have been in Canley, meaning they're essentially at war, but it's sanctioned by the Landsraad and has different rules of what they can and can't be doing, right? The rules of engagement. So, after the fall of the Machines, so Landsraad was before the Butlerian Jihad. It's a very old system.
So like the rules of like how you can fight is similar to like war crimes or
saying you can't do these things, and if you do, you or your entire house may be exiled. Right?
So I know that like a lot of people are visual learners. So when you say you can't do these, how would they show them that they can't do these things?
So let's say, for example, the guild ships. They may be carrying all or a majority of a house. That would be out of bounds for parts of the war because the guild ships serve a wider, bigger purpose than House Atreides or House Harkonnen, right? So it couldn't be like, dude, there was a massive guild ship carrying over 50% of House Atreides on it. We're just going to explode it up. Like, nope, it's out of bounds. Can't do that. That'll get you banned from all the universe. So
all the universe.
So exile is the punishment here, and the Landsraad is who would enforce this.
Yes.
To be exiled is to have your name taken from you. Right, you're no longer royalty. First off, your property is taken from you and divided amongst others. Your land is taken from you and divided amongst others. And as far as all the other nobles go, they don't have to treat you like a noble anymore. And
you have to go get a 9 to 5 like everybody else.
or you're just straight up enslaved, or somebody can just kill you because you're in exile, and that is within their bounds.
Like I said, banned from the universe.
Yeah, like it is some serious business.
Read the rules.
Yeah.
I was watching the Super Bowl yesterday, and somebody was talking. He was like irritated that there was a flag thrown on like a tackle, and they go back, and the guy grabs the other guy's jersey and yanked it back. And I was like, that makes sense that a flag was thrown on that. They're the top 1% in the world in their field, and they didn't read the rules. That's insane. So it's like it's the same kind of thing.
So
You're royalty and you carry people. Oh my gosh. Okay,
well,
continue.
and the purpose of these rules is so that a feud between houses does not impact the functioning of the galactic empire, right?
Right. So, in general, yes. But so after the War of the Machines, House Carino is given the imperial seat, giving them more power than any of the other houses.
Right.
And because of this, the Landsraad becomes more important to the houses because now you have one super house and they have the ability to start isolating and eliminating houses one by one until they own everything. So the Landsraad keeps the Imperium in check, that they don't overtake, right? They are a unified front of being like, no, this is what you can and can't be doing.
Right.
And then the Imperium's whole job is to be like, well, technically loophole over here.
Well, it's about any situation you need final leadership. Otherwise, it is an endless argument, right? Mm-hmm. And so that is why you give someone that more power than anyone else, more power to say, everybody has presented their ideas. This is what we're doing. We're done discussing it. We're not going to argue about this for the next 100 years. We're not going to do that because we could.
Unlike the 100-Year War in TNG.
Unlike the 100-Year War. There you go.
That's cool.
But yeah, and so that's the reason why any democratic institution puts in a final position of leader, right? Why do we have a president? To lead, right?
Yeah. So with the Landsraad, they put a lot of things up to vote, and the imperial seat gets more votes than everybody else. They don't have the majority of the votes because there's a lot of people involved, but their votes have a higher value to them.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
So certain people on the Landsraad have higher value to their votes?
Yeah, House Carino, the imperial house.
Yeah.
Okay, so they're above everyone else.
As far as
it's kind of like everybody gets a vote, and if it's a tie, House Carino decides.
Okay, so they get the bonus.
Yeah, they get the bonus.
Their vote is worth 1.1 or something.
Yeah, their vote is worth 1.1.
It's a little bit closer to like, depending on how much you own and control, you get so many votes. So, a smaller house might only have 50 votes. A larger house may have 200 votes. Yep, House Carino has 400. Right? And that's their votes that they can put how they want and where they want it. It wouldn't be like for an individual thing. There's a grand scheme of things that are brought up, and your votes would get divided amongst what you think should or shouldn't happen. Right.
Right.
And that is kind of how that system works. At the end of the War of the Machines, there's a peace treaty. There's a big gathering of the houses, including the Imperial House, as well as the Spacing Guild. And they sign this peace treaty called the Great Convention. And this is like the new rules of the universe. And how to take and conduct these things, right? It's taking it from just the houses and kind of expanding it beyond that, but redefining it after the war with the machines, right? Because everything is changing now.
That machines are illegal.
Machines are illegal, yeah. It's a big change.
And so one of the things that this great convention details out is to value human life above anything else.
Unless they got exiled.
Does not feel like Dune.
unless they got exiled, in which case, kill them for fun.
Well, so a lot of the rules of engagement are to minimize or prevent the death of innocent bystanders, right? Sure, your two houses are fighting, but you need to fight like this so that you're not just killing random innocent people. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
And so this
not
is
really. Like, why would you fight if you're not going to be killing innocent people in the process? Like, I'm a kaiju fan, right? So, like, I don't really understand.
He's like, we squished a few hundred. It's just how we roll.
A few hundred is a light day. That's just like walking. I don't think fighting happened then.
You wouldn't have made a good noble in Dune if that is your philosophy.
Dude, if the good nobles had kaiju, I bet they'd be a little different. Just saying.
Well, there are the Shai Hulud. Those are kaiju, for sure.
Kaiju.
Okay. All right. So, one of the explicit things that the Great Convention says that you can't do is use atomics on human beings. So, if you nuke anybody, if you use radiation...
See, that's why atomics is brought up as such an issue in Dune, because I remember there's a big discussion about the use of atomics, because they got to break that shield.
Right. And this is also why the houses won't try to activate that atomic explosion that happens when you hit a las gun against the Horseman's shield. It's because now you've used atomics on human beings. You have broken the convention. You will be up for exile at the next Landsraad.
Banned from the universe.
Right.
Banned from the universe.
Right. So,
dude, I know what ideal job Joe wants now. Just being able to just stamp people's passports. Banned from the universe.
Banned from the universe.
It's like, I just came in. I was asking where the bathroom was. Banned from the universe.
And this gavel looks like Thor's hammer.
I just got a little stamp on it.
Very heavy bang. So they know the weight of what has just happened. You are
they got banned from the universe, not like from a neighborhood.
Yeah, the Universal Empire, man. They ban you. You're banned from the universe. It's like you can't own property anywhere. Like there's nowhere you can go and own things
because you were banned from the universe.
From the universe.
Yeah. One fun thing about the convention is all the articles of the convention start with the forms must be obeyed. So it's very like militaristic almost, like you have to do these things. And that's pretty much it for the Landsraad.
All right. Well, this was good. I think it's important. I mean, I think this would have been a great episode before part 1. So if you're going back to rewatch Dune, this is a great one to watch before because they do talk about elements of the Landsraad within that and why certain decisions are made.
The Sarkonans, I forgot their names. It might be Sarkonans. Harkonnens, didn't they kind of break some lines or walk them?
So yeah, they were killing innocent bystanders on their assault.
Their sneaky assault, wasn't that technically like the way they did it almost not okay?
So like one of the things that is brought up before the attack is, they are asking the Red Baron, are you worried about what you're thinking about doing here? And he's like, well, there's no satellites there, meaning that there's no one that can observe what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So as long as we get in there, kill all the witnesses,
no one can approach the Landsraad.
We'll be good.
Yeah. When I'd interview for jobs and they'd ask me when I was doing the background checks, do you ever get convicted? I'd always answer, never been caught, and I'd say it like a joke, right? Like, haha, it's funny. But, this guy, he's actually never been caught.
Never been caught.
Yeah. So yes, he is disobeying the Great Convention and the Landsraad,
but it's okay because nobody can say nothing.
Right. Well, that's what he's hoping,
this is where they need Matt Murdock to lawyer up for these people.
All right.
So he's Daredevil. While Paul Atreides getting away, it's kind of a really big deal, right?
Because he can go to the Landsraad.
Paul Atreides is the Mouse Deep, right? We talked about that.
Yes, he is.
The Mouse Deep.
All right. Well, I hope that helped you guys understand what the Landsraad is in the Dune universe.
Yes, and if you've been floored, go floor your friends, and we hope you are excited for Dune Part 2.
Yeah, me too.